You've painted metal before, but it never quite felt like metal, did it? Let's fix that. I'm going to show you how to paint steel, copper and gold. Not just shiny, but alive. And at the end, I'll show you a trick that most painters forget to make your metal look really convincing. Start with Vallejo gunmetal or any other steel metal color. Thin slightly with water so it flows smoothly. Cover your piece evenly. We want that clean, solid foundation. If you want, you can paint the piece black and dry brush it if you have a bigger area to work with. The smoother the layer, the more real your metal will look later. So take your time. You can also cover the whole thing in metallic speed paint if you're in a hurry. When the base layer is done and even, mix black and brown to a dark, desaturated brown and dilute it to a glaze. Then glaze that mix into the recesses. Let gravity do the work. This gives natural depth and the soot of the forge or dirt from the battlefield. Most painters rush here. That's why their steel looks flat. You can obviously choose whatever color you need for your build. Maybe a darker blue, maybe even black if you want that really old metal. When everything's dry brush with a brighter metallic like Ironbreaker or Vallejo Metal Silver. Keep it controlled, you want the edges to pop, not the whole surface. This is to re-establish highlights and blend the shades if you went a little crazy with that. Now that's a pretty good metal color. But you're not here for pretty good. You want awesomeness, right? Let's kick it up a notch. To make the steel look used, lightly stipple a few spots with dark brown, lighter brown and orange. Keep it random, focus on stress points and heat areas. These tiny imperfections will read as rust or heat staining. Imperfections sells realism. Metal earns its story through scars. To add more depth in the metal, I'm going in with a dark grey wash mixed with metallic paint. Dab it in the cracks and in the dents. This will make it look like real forged metal. Mix your brightest silver with just a tiny drip of blue paint. Highlight the upper edges and point of contact. These tiny blue tints give the illusion of cool, tempered steel. And if you want, you can also add some scratches and dents on the steel. If you're painting an armor, for example.
Forgeling hammers away, each strike echoing through the forge. Every scratch, every dent, a mark of progress. Steel that earned its shine.
If you think this steel look good, wait until you see the last trick in the end of the video. That will make it so much better. Before we move into copper, a quick shout out to everyone supporting on Patreon. You're the one who's keeping this forge burning. Your support lets me experiment and bring better tutorials every time. So thank you. Use Vallejo copper or mix bronze with a touch of reddish brown. Copper should glow even before we highlight it. Same as steel, keep a smooth base coat.
With the hammer complete, Forgeling shaped his copper helm, a test of patience and control.
For the shades, mix a dark brown with a touch of red. Thin it to a glaze and pull it over the entire copper area. This warms the copper and instantly adds depth, while keeping the glow underneath. Do you have any preferred ways to shade copper? Then tell me in the comments. Now mix copper with a little yellow. Stipple or dry brush this into the raised areas. Cheekbones, helm curves, anything catching the most light. This creates a smoother transition and a natural warm glow before we hit the edges. And for the highlights, add a little silver into your copper and edge highlight. Avoid highlighting with pure silver. It cools the metal too much and kills that copper warmth. If you want, you can make some scratches and wear and tear, all depending on what you are painting. Now, to kick it up a notch. For subtle aging, stipple turquoise into corners and recesses. Less is more, a hint of time, not full-blown corrosion.
When the helm cooled, Forgeling saw his reflection in its surface. Not pride, but purpose. He'd learned to shape fire without fear.
And now, for gold. This is what we are aiming for. I will explain each layer. Start darker than you think. Straight gold looks a little toy bright, but we can fix that. Glaze the gold with a reddish brown. The red deepens warmth and makes gold feel alive. Glaze it to the recesses and let it dry. For some deeper shades, I take some even darker brown and sponge it onto the gold. The sponge is for extra texture. You can glaze it if you want some smooth gold. And for the highlights, mix a little silver into your gold and edge highlight and sponge it on the highest areas, gently. Let light suggest itself, don't outline it. Can you see the red line in these metallics? We paint regular paint in midtone, shadow and highlights. You need to do the same with metallics to make them feel alive. Are you ready for the final tip that will make your miniatures even better? Of course you are. Here it is. Take a look at this model. Can you see what's missing? It looks flat. Why? Because reflections. Real metal mirror its world. To anchor your miniature in their world, glaze faint tones from nearby areas into the metal. Skin tones on bracelets, cloth color near armor, fire around the steel. These reflections make the miniature feel part of the world they are in. If your medals came alive today, share your results in the Discord. And join me next time. The Forge always has another lesson. Every layer builds skill, every mistake teaches you more. Keep painting, keep forging, and stay creative. Until next time.